It's finally my time to review the movie I've been waiting for since I did the Sega Genesis of it. Hopefully you people will be pleased about this one. And yep, you know that music. You know where it's from. It's this means the Jungle Book. Look for the Super Nintendo. Uh-huh. Many strangers and small belly named movie. Yep. Oh, Guardians of the Jungle is my familiar sound. And the panther. Tiger has a turn part of the jungle. Yeah. Those of you already watched the movie before, you basically know the plot of the story about an orphan boy named Mowgli who was raised by wolves. Had a great time of his life. Till one day, a mighty Shere Khan returns to a part of the jungle. Doesn't return to the man's village before the tiger gets him. Where on the way he stumbles upon a hypnotic snake named Ka, Dawn Patrol of elephants, a lazy sloth named Baloo, Mikey crazy monkeys, he's a crazy emperor orangutan, and King Louie, and singing vultures, and a whole lot of jungle adventure. And even at the end of the movie, meets a girl imagining the future sequel of the Jungle Book of Shanti. The plot of this game does the same thing too. This game does have basically almost the same as the Sega Genesis, but different backgrounds. So I'm finally here to talk about the Super Nintendo. Oh boy. Is this game really different in the Sega Genesis? First of all, this game, its graphics are pretty good, but they don't look exactly the same as the Sega Genesis. Except Mowgli on here looks a little bit up close than his Sega Genesis counterpart. There are different enemies in this game, besides the monkeys, snakes, aardvarks, insects, a bunch of birds. And you can still jump on snakes as springs. And you can still collect not only red gems, but green ones as well to get a bonus stage. And thank goodness this game doesn't have a time limit, so you have enough time in the world to collect all the gems. And when you get to the end of the level, you meet Baloo at the end of the stage. Well, instead of the game making you collect all the gems, and to make you complete it, to make it to the end of the level, you could just not collect all of them. So unlike the Sega Genesis, this is the complete opposite of what you do. Oh, unlike the Sega Genesis, which is slightly better than the Super Nintendo, this game is really long. It took me like 2 hours to try to beat the game on Super Nintendo. My younger self did not like this game, because it's really hard. Anyways, it's just like the Sega Genesis, you have to collect extra lines, different fruits. It's bananas, these ones that look like oranges. It's ability powers, rocks, boulders and other things in this game, even coconuts as weapons, and different level designs that go on way too long. And Mowgli still is Al, and yeah, just like the Sega Genesis game does. You can still push boulders and other things in this game, in this classic platforming game. And this time I'll probably make this review a bit, like maybe 20 minutes long. So just like everything else in this game, and you'll take like 4 more amounts of hits on how many hearts you got. If you lose all your health and your lives, you're going back straight to the beginning. Anyways, unlike the Sega Genesis, this game becomes a little bit hard. Not to mention the animation in this game is a little different in the Sega Genesis. You can still collect a few things on the way. Do you get like a different type of ending? Well, no, apparently not. But just like in the Sega Genesis, there's like 10 stages. Except they're really, really long. Also, I do like the woodpecker and there's the owl from Bambi. And these levels become really different and really strange looking. Including Call the Snake, where this time in the Super Nintendo, they actually fully animate him on this one. And just like in the Sega Genesis, you have to avoid his hypnotic powers, because they'll follow you no matter where you go. Just make sure the hypnotic powers hit here and over there. So again, unlike the Sega Genesis, he just stands still and falls down. This one they had time and effort to make Ka fully animated. And I actually like this one a little bit better than the Sega Genesis. Especially the way he's defeated is fully animatedly good. Not to mention Virgin, the same company that did the Sega Genesis of this game, made a few more interesting backgrounds, especially this one on the Tree Village. And toward this time, you'll be finding like more snakes, flying squirrels, monkeys, and avoiding boneless pets. Not to mention the music is actually pretty good for the Super Nintendo. It's a bit different than the Sega Genesis. I find this one pretty good. All the characters from the movie are all here. Except for the vultures. Is that they only appear in a game over screen when you lose all your lives. Also, when you're riding a bird, you could still fire your bananas at enemies. Next is the waterfall stage. And where you have to jump on the chameleon's tongue that's really strong. Or to hold on to a man cub's weight of him being skinny. Just fire fruit at the animal and you can jump on its tongue while avoiding fishes that are trying to hurt Mowgli. And get to the very top. There's not much else to say about this, so I'll just get to the point in the next stage. Next is King Lily's Kingdom. And yes, they still have that song, I Want to Be Like You, Hoo Hoo. Where this level becomes a true nightmare. There, because you're never going to know when these platforms are going to pop out. On the other, avoid 8 more monkeys and more deadly traps. And keep swinging vine to vine. Here and there. Or you do your best to not die. This is one of the longest stages you have to go through. Unless you do, like I usually do, use cheat codes. And you can use cheat codes to randomly fly throughout the entirety of the stage. Anyways, just once you get to the end of the level, you finally face King Louie. And these monkeys at the top are playing their music. That one's just clean out its ear and using its stomach as a drum. And the monkey plays the trumpet and has sunglasses because why not? This ain't gonna be the only time you'll be fighting King Louie. He wants. Yes, I'm not pulling your leg or anything, you actually fight King Louie again. Unlike the Sega Genesis, you fight him once. Next is the crumbling ruins. Just like in the film, you have to escape from the ancient ruins that's fallen apart, while the screen is starting to move, and you have to act quick or Mowgli will die. I remember trying to get past this stage, and boy, was it a problem, because you're never going to know when you're going to jump on any platforms that'll randomly move or not, and you have to avoid sharp stick ball spikes and other traps. And the screen will move real fast and you'll fall to your death just like he did. Just avoid the skulls that are shooting out dots at Mowgli. And once it gets near to the end of the stage, you finally fight King Louie one last time while Baloo gives you an item that'll help you on the way. You finally fight King Louie for the second and final time. But don't worry, he's pretty easy once you have to keep on jumping over him. Just avoid all 3 of his bananas. And just like that, he is finished. Got crushed to death. And once you get enough gems, you get an extra continue. Next is the high trees of the night. Next is another level where you just climb up trees and other stuff like that, while avoiding more birds, monkeys, and other things. I don't got much else to say about this stage, but I'll just get to the next one. Jungle at Night. This is where the game gets really hard later. It'll become really hard and difficult trying to get this far into the game when you're almost there to the end. There's only like 2 more levels left. And I'm still dragging this video on longer and longer than it needs to be. So I'll do this in, you know what number it is. See you in the next video when I get this done with in no time.